Well, hello everyone. I am Donald Barringer, a educator by training and by profession, and PTA leader with National PTA with our governance team as a member of the membership committee. One of the things that I think that would really help with getting to know teachers beyond the classroom is to simply ask. And ask them what are some activities they did while they were in college, or some things that they do within the community that you may or may not even know about. Those could be great ways in which they can become involved and engaged. As an educator, I connected my families to resources within the community. We did community service projects, etc. And bringing those skills to our PTA to move into our community was something that was important to me so that we wouldn't lose sight of our purpose of being educators and building community inside of the classroom and outside of those walls. Finding out what are the strengths, what are some opportunities that you can grow with the teachers in the school, and also what are some things that would make us want to get involved. And the only way that you know that is to ask, and having the one-on-one conversations, or just asking teachers how they're doing, or how do they stay balanced. And I think that one thing that I would always want my families to come into my classroom and volunteer, because there's something about when someone sees an adult working with 25 to 28 students at one time with 25 to 28 different personalities. So imagine if your board had 25 to 28 people, how would you want that board to grow? How would you want that board to reach goals? And so knowing that teachers are juggling all of that in their brains can be a little taxing to think about, but we have opportunities to support PTAs in ways that sometimes parents don't think that we would support a PTA because it's not our job, but it's something, a part of the school community that we would like to be engaged with. P, parent, T, teacher, association, or S, when you add in the students. We're all one organization that is all here for making sure that we connect our kids to have success in life. And so teachers have a special skill set that we do in education, but we also have other skill sets that we sort of don't really talk about a lot sometimes in school settings, but we have them outside of school settings. And those could be really great pieces of how we can engage with PTAs on a whole different level. So one of the things that I think about as a teacher, there are certain times of the year than when I was busier than not. And so when I think about striking a balance with my PTA involvement, it was what came natural to me. It was something that I planned out, and it was something that I organized in a way that allowed me to still be in graduate school, to still do extracurricular activities in my community for myself, and still do the extra duties of being a teacher, because most teachers do work outside of their work hours to make sure that kids have what they need to be successful in school. So I think that one thing that I would suggest to leaders is to know what it is that you need, but also have a schedule that you can in advance so that educators can sign up for things or sign up for different roles that you may need for certain events. Or if you're looking for specific skill sets, have those listed and say that we're looking to do XYZ 1, 2, 3. Do you know someone, or do you do XYZ? Many teachers have outside jobs. Many teachers have extracurricular clubs or organizations that they work with either from college or within their community. And so you can tap into those resources and allow the teachers to be an asset to your board and or to your PTA versus just being the person that you ask about curriculum or rules and procedures of the school. One, many teachers have not been trained on parental engagement or understanding what the PTA is. And so it's our job as PTA leaders to share what PTA is and the resources that we have available for educators. I was unaware of those things as a teacher, but as I explored the PTA website and became a leader and wanted to get more teachers engaged, I had to think about the WIFM, what's in it for me, what's in it for the educators to be a part of PTA. So that's one thing. Another misconception is that we don't want to be engaged or we want just money from PTAs. I was grateful for the budget that they gave me or the resources that they provided to us as grade levels, but we don't always see the PTA as the money machine. Sometimes we just need people to come in and help. Sometimes we just need someone to go home and cut out the lamination, because if you have not cut out lamination and are doing name tags for kids, that takes a lot of time. And so as a teacher, I would rather use my degree to plan a lesson than to cut out lamination. But cutting that lamination is important because it's going to preserve things in my classroom. Advocacy may look a little different from a classroom teacher's perspective, because sometimes teachers are advocating for things such as protected time, additional classroom resources. Oh, that would help kids, right? And so why not share your advocacy agenda with teachers and say, who's on board with this? Or did you even know that PTA does advocacy work? And provide some of the examples, whether it's vaccinations, whether it's school lunch, whether it's seat belts, letting them know that it's because of the work of PTA or whatever you may be doing locally right now. They will join your bandwagon, because those are many of the things that we also cherish as well. So final advice for our PTA leaders out there: remember, the T is for teachers, and remind them of that. Remind them that you want them to be engaged. Do a quick guide walkthrough of the hall just to check in, just to see how they're doing, just to do a wellness check. And I will tell you, once they know, just like our kids know that once we care about them, they start listening to us. Once teachers or educators in the building know that you care about who they are as people, they will start doing more for you, and more for the kids, and more for the school in a different way that may not be in that classroom setting. But I say, just ask. Just ask for help. Just ask for an opinion. Just ask for support. And also, don't forget, just ask for their membership.